Oh my goodness, Toma. Looks like that I wasn't broadcasting for a while, and then I realized the privacy was unlisted. Or maybe it was the wrong time. Everybody's out there doing something. So Toma, what you're the first time? It's your first time, I believe, right? I've not. I don't remember having seen you here. So if you don't mind, let me know where you're tuning in from, your age, and gender. Thumbnails are so small. We had a live talk earlier on this morning before my appointments, and I guess nobody expects me to be live again right now. Thomas says, starting watching you last week. I live in Norway. Oh, what a beautiful place. I'm 19, not me in the picture. Oh, I see. Okay. And female. All right, Toma, welcome. Welcome. Delighted that you could find us. Tell me, now that there's nobody here yet, how did you find me and our channel? Because we do have a little challenge of being noticed on the YouTube. While I don't know, you've probably heard some of the live talks that I've had, or maybe some of the videos. We have reached over 1.9 million people, and we've had life-changing effects in their lives. And the comments and the videos, I'm sure, as you've read some of them, tells you the whole story, how wonderful apparently this channel is being received by people around the world. However, we are still not visible on YouTube. And for the life of me, I can't figure it out why. Definitely, we are convinced it's not the content. So I'm curious to know how. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what my point is. We don't get enough recognition, and I don't know what's happening, because once people find us, they swear by it, and they know this is probably the only real vehicle that can move them toward the sobbing and sorrow that they're sitting in, and move them to real happy, balanced life again, and find themselves. However, we are not visible. I do not know what's going on. As I mentioned before, I've seen channels that a year and a half ago they had less subscribers than I did, maybe like maybe 11 or 12,000. But I just checked a few days ago, and they had 1.5 million, and I was curious to see, is there magic in here? Because I'd heard the content, and their content was very, very unhelpful. Let's put it this way. And yet, apparently, people just are looking for some there you'll be fine type of thing, rather than the truth of how we are put together and what can really help us to find our confidence and strength, and why we feel the way we do, and what we should do to move on, and all that, so forth. So for whatever reason it is, whether it's tags, which I know my tags are good, at least as good as it could be, but I had a Skype consultation with one of the subscribers last night, after the live show, and I asked him, after we finished our consultation session, I asked him, why don't you put a sentence to see if we show up? And he put in, how to forget the ex-girlfriend. And I did the same, and I couldn't find ourselves for about 13 pages. And yet some other titles, if it's just a word like breakup, I'll be in the first page. So I think there's something here that I'm missing, and I really don't know. So I have hired a man who knows how to promote the Instagram. So we're populating the Instagram, and hopefully from there we can invite them to come in. And Thomas says, I really do swear by your channel. Good. As long as you don't swear at my channel, that's acceptable. Says, I was shocked that the views weren't higher. Yeah, I know, me too, and everybody else as well. And yes, I'm using tags, and my tags are just as good as some other channels that I've seen them have 800,000 viewers and all that. And basically still not visible. Yes, I do use tags on my videos, that's for sure, but I don't know, I gotta, it's like it needs a mechanic to take a look at it. All my tags are the same. All the 1,500 videos that I have, all the tags are basically the same. And they're the tags that some other channels who are very popular, not for the content, but for whatever reason, they've got the subscribers numbers very similar to theirs, if not the same. Yet, here we are. But anyhow, delighted that you're here, and I'm glad that you found me. Now, tell me, how did you find me? That's something maybe can help us out. Maybe we can zoom on how people find us. Like, I bet you this 17,000 subscribers that we have, it could have been, I don't know, 1.7 million. Because I believe the real problem is in breakups and people who are experienced, because everybody experiences breakups and they get devastated and so on. And the real way to deal with it is on this channel. It's available for free. So I'm not convinced that they don't want to find solution. I'm just convinced that they can't find me. They can't find our channel for the solution that they're looking for. That's the dilemma. Alejandro Rodriguez, hello dear, says, I think people like to hear what they want to hear. And that is getting an X back, which is the worst thing you can do when someone doesn't want you in their life. And this channel is to help to move on. Yes, you're right. And my question is, yes, okay, I understand that people want to hear about there, or you get your X back and how to do that, all that nonsense that goes on, to the point that even some voodoo guy, Dr. Gispispat, whatever their name is, they advertise even on my comments that, we put the cast and spell, you get your X back. People even go for that kind of nonsense, but they are not willing to learn how they're put together and how they can actually join the living and move on and to bigger and better things. But my question is, they must at least come to the channel to see if they like it or not. Oh, I see. You mean they won't even search for how to move on. Instead, they're searching for how to get the X back. So they never see my channel because I don't have any title that says how to get the X back. I have one title. This is how to get the X back, and when they do, I say, what for? And I show them why they shouldn't. So Thomas says, I won't be able to explain properly because English isn't my first language. Oh, it looks like you have no problem here. But I really found you helpful, and you explain things very well compared to other people on YouTube discussing the same things. Thank you, Thomas. But your English seems to be perfectly well here. I can understand you clearly. Your English, your writing is just the same as mine or anybody else. Alejandro says, the algorithm of YouTube are horrible. I think it's because there are a lot of channels like yours. Well, if there was, then at least I could understand and check them out and see if they are saying something magical more than the stuff that we talk about. But the fact is that I think there are none. There is no channel like the contents of ours. They all talk about how to get the X back or how to get something rather than how to deal with having lost something. Anyhow, Toma, you said you're in Norway and you are 19 and you're female, and You found us last week. And tell me, Tomo, how did you, like, what did you search for that you found our channel? And did you find us in the first page of your search, or did you have to keep scroll until you? So, and when you did find it, what attracted you? The thumbnails, the title? Please tell me. Alejandro says there are no channel like yours. There we go. You know, he says it took me a while to find your channel. Alejandro, how did you find my channel? In other words, were you looking for a certain title that it wasn't available on other channels, and you finally kept scrolling till you found me, or was it the thumbnail, which you know, just recently I'm really good at thumbnails because Olga does all the thumbnails for me, and she's amazing. You know that. She's just amazing. All the thumbnails that she does are just, you know, second to none, really good. But before, I had no thumbnails. It was just, you know, pictures, my picture, nothing else really. I didn't know. Then I evolved a little bit more. Alpen helped me a little bit, and then I learned a little bit more than somebody else, and then eventually Olga is doing a real professional job to help us. Thomas says, I searched how to move on. There we go. You see, if you search how to move on, I'm all over it. I've got lots of them. How to move on from your boyfriend. I see. I don't have any title that says how to move on from your boyfriend. I have title that says how to move on, but not from, just how to move on, or how to forget the ex, or how to forget someone. But still, I guess the how to move on part got you to us, or something like that, she says. Says it was something and move on. Yeah, but I'm big on the move on thing. Yeah, I found you on the first page. The move on is the key. So that means we got to do a campaign on introducing the keyword move on. And I should use move on as my hashtag. But to introduce to people that move on is the only option in life, that's the trick. Because mostly looking how to get the ex back, or how to get a girlfriend out, or how to get the boyfriend. Interesting. Move on should be one of the key words. I have how to move on my tags, but move on by itself should be a keyword. Toma, thank you. Says, I found your first page. The reason I clicked honestly is because the thumbnail was clean, and it seemed like I would get some proper advice. What was the thumbnail? Do you remember? Was it just nothing on it? There was no writing on it, or there was a message on it? If there was nothing on it, that means it wasn't Olga's work, because Olga does a real nice job. He does some artistic work and puts a message on it, and they're really nice. But if you say it was very clean, I wonder if you mean there was no writing on it, or it was just nicely done. And if you do remember the color or anything about it, it would help me, because then we know what catches people's eyes. Well, looks like that because we had a live talk this morning before I had an appointment to attend to, right now it's just the session belongs to you, Alejandro and Toma, you. And it was a nice phrase. Okay, that's Olga's work. That's probably why. Okay, good. So the move on, the thumbnails are good, attractive. Now I'm changing all thumbnails. Olga is add on it and trying to change all the 1,500 thumbnails to the new ones, to her artistic work. And so the thumbnail was nice. The title, you like the title, I guess, too, no? And if you maybe I'll search it myself and see which one it was with the move on. Alejandro says, I think, to be honest, there's a lot of young kids using YouTube, and they often go to channels that give bad advice and don't give feedback. But you know, I really should say I should stick to what we're doing. We're really helping people. We're really talking deep rooted matters. We're helping people to understand their psyche, their center, the relationship between their thoughts and consciousness. What is consciousness? What is thought? We talk about desire. How is desire born? Relationship between desire and pleasure. We talk about ego. What is ego? How ego comes about? What is the relationship between all these? We talk about fear, how fear is born, and what is the effect of fear, desire, ego, pleasure, mechanical process, order, thoughts, consciousness, all of these on the way you feel and act and react in your daily life. I don't believe there is any channel that talks about these things. And if they do, it's unlikely that they actually have gone deep enough with their explanations and clarity as what we do. I know that we don't have that many subscribers, but I do know that our content is definitely second to none and helpful from the roots, not just a masking something. And that's why the people who have gone through our system, our program here, they come out clearly ready to go, and they go out, do their things. They tell me they're right here, and I'm proud of that. I'm happy about that. Thomas says, all your titles are perfect, for me anyhow. But maybe if you want more views, maybe shorten them. Yeah, you're right. Everybody has said that to me. Not everybody, like the people who know how things are. But the problem with that, Toma, is sometimes I can't express really what the video is all about if I just make it a few words. And I want to make sure that the people who come to see the video, they would be presented what the title actually was representing to them. I don't want them to come in for some kind of a catcher title, but it really was just to bring him in and he's talking about something else. But I do understand, and I agree with you 100%. I am trying to make it as short as possible. It's the first thing that I've been told by my son a few years ago. And so I'm trying to adhere to that. But some of the titles, I just can't make them any shorter. And she says, maybe shorten them a little without losing the meaning. Yes, that's the trick, isn't it, of the video? Because people are lazy and then like next. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Alejandro says, I learned so much from this channel and I want to thank you for that. Well, I'm delighted to hear that, Alejandro. I know, and I'm happy for you, and I'm happy that I can be of some part of a solution in the events that happens and people experience in their lives. Alejandro says, also the stream times are different, especially in America. Yeah. Where are you, Alejandro? Will you kindly let me know where you're tuning in? I forgot. Thomas says, yes, I understand. It's not easy. Alejandro says, I think Toma is right, making the title shorter will be better. Yes, of course. Yeah, she is. As I mentioned, it's just not that easy to make all titles short and still explain what the video is all about. Yet I do believe I can make them shorter, at least, Says it's eye candy for many people, like moving on after breakup. Yeah, I've got all those channels though. I mean, I've got all those titles. Alejandro says from Boston. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, right now I figured it would be a good time because at 4:30 in the afternoon, West Coast is 4:30, East Coast is 7:30, and everybody, it's Saturday night, not too late for them to have gone out or not too early that they just want to have dinner. So it suits them. 4:30 here in West Coast is before dinner, and 7:30 in East Coast, I think maybe it's after or just before dinner. So they're still home and they can listen to it. Yet, here we are. Somehow, I guess I miscalculated. Or when I do it at 8, 9, or 10 o'clock in the evening, then I hit a different time zones, such as India, Australia, New Zealand, Philippines, and Singapore, and so on, or Japan. And also West Coast, but not East Coast. East Coast goes to bed. And if it's 8 o'clock, Europe is all sleeping, because 8 hours later, and that is like 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's kind of tricky. That's why I try to span it on the weekend, because that's the only time I have the live talks. Friday noonish Vancouver time, Friday late night Vancouver time, and Saturday morning, noon and late night, and Sunday the same, just noon. And we hope that we can reach people and help as many as we can. And we have Alexa. Alexa says, hello Alexa. And Thomas says, can I ask you where you are from? You look Persian. Yes, I am. By birth, I am Persian. I was born and raised in Iran till I was almost 18. And then, of course, my dad sent me to university in the States. And then I finished university, went back. And in 1979, I left. And since then, I've been living in Canada. So this is where everything is happening, Vancouver, Canada. It's been almost 40 years that I'm here in this country, and this is where we're broadcasting from. Alejandro says, I've noticed that many channels to these to these things early, do these things, I guess, early, like 10 a.m. because sometimes they need that good feel drug in the morning. Well, I used to have my live talks 8:30 in the morning. 8 or 8:30 in the morning. There was a Facebook page called The Amazing Things in the World, who actually were the first ones that they asked me to do a live talk for them, a lecture type stuff, and then question and answer. So we did that for about a year or two, while I asked people to get to know my Facebook page, and also eventually when I had the enough bandwidth here in YouTube, I could get on YouTube. No longer we have The Amazing Things in the World Facebook page to be part of it and do the shows there, but we had lots of viewers there. At each time we had like 22,000 reach. They had 5 million reach, and 22,000, 23,000, 10,000, 12,000 would be at least watching for part of the live talk, and many hundreds of them would be active. So it was a good combination. Then my own Facebook page, Mind That Seeks Truth, books, and Mind That Seeks Truth author, both are mine. They also were very good. We had like 175 or 400 people, and then 7,000, 8,000 people watching, and 400 active. As since I've come to onto YouTube, it was supposed to be more, but I guess Facebook reaches more people, more convenient for people than YouTube is somehow. But I like YouTube better because it's bigger screen and everything is a little bit more. Anyhow, we still don't have them. As you can see, we've been here for what is it? What is the time stopped here? I wonder why time is not moving. Anyhow, I'm sure we've been here for quite a number of minutes, but we have 5 people, which is not usual. We usually have a lot more, but somehow I guess it's not going out. People don't see me, don't get the alert. So and Alejandro says, which is something positive like moving on. Yeah, right. Maybe I should get up earlier. And Thomas is amazing. What have you studied? Well, in university I studied business administration, but I was very much heavily interested in the meditation and martial arts and relationship between mind and the body and the energy of the nature and energy of the universe, and learning all that, techniques and meditation and using that power, healing power and self-defense and so on. And of course, later on in life, through many different research and studies and interests of researching on things, so I got to know a thing or two more. And then, of course, heavily I invested my time for years, many years, in studying the masters of 100 years ago, in particular Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti, and a man who never read anybody else's books, but psychologists and quantum physics professors would gather around the world around him to ask their questions from him. And I have, of course, studied and researched his work. I've never read any of his books, but I've watched thousands, and literally thousands of hours of his interviews, lectures, discussions, and over and over and over. Then I had to ponder on him and see its relationship to me inwardly and analyze it that way. And then in combination with my studies in meditation and universal energy and understanding of what binds us and what connections we have with the nature and all that, and I was able to bring the two in many discussions that I have on this topic, and then deliver it in a different way that it would be more digestible, because it's very sophisticated when he lectures and discusses. So possibly it's a little bit more digestible or at a different level. So I'm delighted that I've been able to learn that sort of stuff, and then of course be able to analyze it and make it a little bit easier for digestion, and maybe add a thing or two to it from my own understanding and connections and analytical focus that I have on the nature and its nature and its effect and connection with us. So I hope that answers your question, Toma. Alexa says, breakups are so painful. I don't think I will ever pursue another relationship again. Is that common? No. You are actually a subtle temper tantrum in your own mind. You're pissed off and you feel if you're a victim. You're not a victim. This is part of life. This is natural. This is normal. And if anything, this is just a vector for you to move on to another relationship. Simple. When a breakup happens, it's not a disaster. It's a fortunate signal to you ahead of time. Always, it's better to know it earlier than later. And it's helping you to know that this is the wrong address for what you're trying to build and accomplish. So that's all. But when you try to turn what is really not good to be good for you, that's when you suffer. It's like something that looks like an apple, and you went and picked it from the tree, you took a bite, and you realize that it's making you sick. But because it looks like an apple, you don't want to give it up. You keep eating it. And somebody wants to tell you, listen, this is not an apple. It just looks like it. You say, no, it is, because you've convinced yourself that this is an apple. And you keep eating it and you keep getting sick and it doesn't work. And yet, you don't want to go on to the next tree which has a real apple on, possibly. You just want to stick to this one. Well, this is what you're stuck with. And that makes you think that I don't want to have another apple ever again. But that's what you have is not the real apple. It's an apple lookalike. So the relationship that you're calling it, oh, I don't want to pursue any other relationship, it's a relationship lookalike. It wasn't based on consciousness level bonding. It was based on certain kind of superficial stuff that we are all programmed to pursue. You know, you're a heterosexual male, you like a female, and as soon as you're somehow interested or turned on, you think, well, that's the right girl for you. But there's a lot more to a woman than just how she looks, and you got to look for that, expect it, and understand the woman, what their qualifications are, And then you will see that, wow, there's so much more in there than you just being interested in their looks and body. You will see the wisdom, the connection on the consciousness level, understand each other's fears, desires, ego, points of pleasure, and all these things that is important in order to bring about a complete experience of relationship. But if you only focus on the fact that she looks the way you wanted her to look, and then you think because of that she must be right, but you're not having a relationship with the look of her. Your relationship is with her consciousness, with her, who she is, how she is put together. But you never know about that. You think just because she looks in the certain way that she does, then that's her. You got to separate her physical attributes and what interests you physically in her. You got to separate that from who she is and pursue to find out who she is, and then decide if that's the right choice or not. But once you, right at the outset, decide that she's the right choice for you because she looks good, then you are actually embarking on fields that you have no idea of, because you still don't know who she is, and you always be surprised why she acts. Well, because you don't know who she is. You only know her physically. So you have to respect woman for the fact that she's a lot more than what you look like and what she looks like. And in that case, then you will expect qualification. You will demand more qualities, as they do. They don't just simply like you because you look good. Maybe that's part of it, but that's it. They want to know more about you, how you treat them, what manners you have, what mentality you have, what education you have, what kind of a job you have, what you can provide. There's so many things that they want to qualify you by, but most men qualify women on the looks, and that's where everything stops growing, and they become surprised why the relationship didn't work. Just a little taster of why you shouldn't think that way. There's lots of women in this world, and everyone is different. You cannot say that you don't want to be in a relationship anymore because one relationship experience was in such a way that wasn't palatable, instead of figuring out why. Well, everything is in the selection process. The fact that your selection was based on part of the qualifications that she had, not who she really was, and the fact that you guys, every one of us, are dynamic, and the consciousness is dynamically changing. And therefore, through time, even if you're in a relationship with the person who you thought is the right person for you, your consciousness is changing and her consciousness is changing. And eventually you may find divisions and conflicts are becoming more, because the way the events of life has been affecting you and the way your field of the known, your consciousness, deals with those events are different, even as you grow in life. And that differences could actually create a bigger tangent, which means you guys become further and further away from each other if you're not coordinated in your life experiences in that relationship. So, cutting a long story short, you should never say, I will not be in another relationship. You just got to say, I got to choose a better relationship, better candidate. I got to be a little bit more fussy about my relationship, and I got to find more qualified partners and girlfriend and so on. That's is a better way to look at it. And Thomas's amazing analogy, the apple thing. I really love your words. Thank you, Thomas. Don't forget to share the videos in your social media. Help us to grow and get us be noticed. And if you guys, any of you know anyone in the media, let them know about our channels. Perhaps they want to do some interview with me, as some others have done from different countries, and that has helped us to put us on the map. By the way, I don't know if you guys have ever tried this tea. If you want a quality chamomile tea, and by the way, I'm not getting paid from this, guys. Nobody is sponsoring me. So, but I like chamomile tea. I like tea in general. And if you really want to have quality chamomile tea, try this, guys. Taylor's of Harrogate, North Yorkshire, England. This concoction, this version of chamomile is so high quality, so tasty for me, so pure tasting, and yet the calming effect. Smell. I believe there's a bit of a licorice in here, but I guess not, because it says gentle and soothing caffeine-free infusion. Maybe there is. Taylor's. Since 1886. Well, you know, I found this like a few months back, but before I went on, where I was making the live talks for the past month from Hawaii, I ran out of this. And every time I went to that store, some store here, they didn't have it. Now today I was passing by again, and lo and behold, they had it. So I got 2 boxes, and wow, it's really nice. All right, let's see. Ooh, we got 8 people here. How about that? I wonder why the time has stopped. What do you think, guys? What do you think? I hope it's recording. Oliver Roberts says, how can you walk away when you have kids together? Aha. We co-parent well, but still ask for favors on her days with the kids. Good. You have to be in good terms with each other. If you have kids, you must speak kindly, politely to each other, warmly, friendly in front of the children. Make sure children will feel, whether or not the parents living together or not, they still have a family. There is a father, there is a mother. The mother respects father and father respects mother. Create that, even theatrical if you want to call it, because the children need to feel psychologically secure. Once they feel there's a turmoil in the family, there's no center, there's no basis, even when they want to have help, they will not come to mom, they will not come to dad. They will try to find it among other kids, which could have shit in their heads, those other kids. Who knows how they've been raised, where they come from, what they have in their mind. You don't want other kids to become the guides for your children. And that only happens when the children, your children, will not feel safe among you and mom. So you and mom must talk to each other and say, listen, whatever it is, as pissed off as we might be at each other, if we are, for whatever reason, we will not present that in front of the children. And also just simply wishes each other well and respect each other. And, it happened, you guys were together and now it's not working. For whatever reason, I don't want to get into it. I don't know what the situation is with you guys, but it happens. But still, you guys love your children. And the children did not choose this separation. You guys, one of you or both of you. I don't care whose fault it was, but that's what it is. You guys chose it. So you owe it to yourself owe it to the children to still fulfill your promise, which is creating a safe, comfortable, trustworthy, solid base for the children to come home to, or to come to dad, to come to mom, and know that there is no negative energy going around, so they can feel safe and comfortable. Otherwise, they won't trust that you can handle your own, let alone help them. And they will take that anger to use it as an excuse to do other stuff that they would never be involved in. So, now, you don't have to walk away. You just have to understand that each one of you are human beings. Neither one of you are angels or saints or capable of being beyond whatever it is that you are. So you could make different decisions, right or wrong. For you, it might be right. For each one of you, what you guys decide on your own for yourselves. But tolerate each other, be at good terms, be friendly, but do understand that your lives together is over, and do move on with your lives. I know it's going to be tough for the man to expect that his woman or his ex is now with another woman, another man or something. But that's beside the point. It's neither here nor there. It's not in your control. So deal with it, understand it, and create that tranquil environment for yourself, for her, and for the children. And go on with your life. Find another girl. Just make sure that you guys, if the children are young, do not bring the girlfriend or her, your ex, bring the boyfriend in front of the children. The children will not like it. I don't care how eager you are to create another family nonsense, they won't like it. So don't push them to deal with it. And when they grow up, that will have a repercussion on you, because you guys did not observe the children's right and did not respect them by bringing some other guy or girl in front of them. That is not acceptable by them. Respect them. Remember that. Both of you and your ex. Talk to her. Maybe have her watch this or listen to this. Alexa says, okay, thank you for the advice. You're welcome, Alexa. Andre Carneiro says, hi, all the best for you. Thank you very much, Andre. Thank you for sharing and your time with us. And Juanpa says, Mehran skipped me. Did I, Juanpa? Let's check it out. Where was it? Oh, there you are. I guess because my head was down, I was talking. And sometimes when I talk, I get, energetic. And when I look back, it's already gone to a higher scroll, and I missed you here. And it says, Juanpa says, hi Mehran, male 23, Costa Rica, pura vida, Mehran, pura vida, Juanpa. And it says, I'm on chapter 9 of Me, My Psyche. Oh, are you following the chapters? You don't have to follow the chapters. They're just randomly. You can see the table of contents, and whatever you're in the mood of, you can, read that. But you want to go chapter by chapter, all good. And it's amazing, and I hear your voice in my head when I'm reading, so it makes me relax. Good, delighted that you like it. I don't write sophisticated, I just write the way I talk, so it's very simple writing. So I'm delighted that you actually like it and enjoying it, and it's easy to understand. That was the whole purpose. Juanpa says, any plans of new book in the future? Well, there are things that could be turned into book, but look, let me fry the fish that I have on the in the oven on the stove first, which means let us get enough subscribers here, and when we have enough finance and so on, then we can allocate more time and more money, because believe me, publishing those 3 books all at once, it took 2.5 years. Even though I had most of the stuff prepared in my years, I'd written many of it, many articles about it. I just had to put it together, but still I had to start writing some of them, like the Me, My Psyche, and I was, it was a challenge to. First, you gotta, have the material. Then you write them. You turn them from, your writing or from your recording into scripts. You have it done somewhere, and then you gotta read them and correct them, and then after all that editing, you now gotta give it to the book designer. The book designer comes up with fonts and paragraphs and design of the pages and all that, and then the cover and how to design the cover of the book, and that is another process. And after that, the editing again is it took a long time and cost lots of money. Then if the books, so all the process, it's all about financing. We don't have enough financing in order to allocate that kind of time. Yeah, if my, if the finances was there, I would love to. But first we gotta make sure that it does allow time to be focused on this, because we all still have to make. Life goes on, and the expense of life is there. So we got to promote the channel to get to the point that it has enough subscribers and viewership, so then we can do other things with making it economically viable first. And so now we go back to Andrea says, I'm single since 2010 and I do not have any interest in relationships since my breakup almost 10 years ago. Ooh, no good. Andrea, no good. Do not make that mistake. The problem that you don't want to have a relationship is because you think that a relationship should be forever. That was fairy tale in the past. Due to cultural beliefs and customs, everybody would adhere and stick to one man and one woman. Now times are different. And when you change your expectations that a relationship, it means just a relationship as long as it's, compatible and as long as it's working. And if it didn't, I'm okay. I understand that it can end. Or if you go into it with the idea that it shouldn't end and should be forever, and then you're afraid of that, then you'll never attempt it. First, be okay with it for not being forever, because the possibility we're human beings, we're not, always compatible with each other, or perfect in your mind or in her mind and whatnot. If you accept that, then you'll be fine to go on and be in a relationship, because you say, I'm ready and I accept it. If it didn't work out, it's okay. I won't die. I'm not afraid of it. I'll go to another. I'll do my best, but if it didn't, it's okay. If you understand that, then you'll be fine. Do not allow time to go past. You get used to it, and you'll become very picky, or you just won't have the toleration of sharing your life or even your time with another woman. Don't let that conditioning to come about and make you feel like a person who just wants to have everything on his own. It's not that good. It's not that good, because there's always going to be time that you miss that romance, that friendship, that conversations, that the whole courtship, the whole interaction, the femininity of woman, the beauty of woman, the point of references and point of views of a woman. These are things that you should not miss, and don't wait. The older you get, it's not going to get better. Don't wait for that angel to appear and then suddenly approach you and then present herself to you. That won't happen. You just gotta prepare that dish with whatever ingredients that is out there that is decent and meets your standards and so on. So don't be too picky, in other words. It says, I see relationships as a silly thing. What do you think? Well, I just did say that, yeah. There are points in there, what you say, but at the same time, we are human beings. We are not still in the form of energy, that we don't need the physical interaction. You do need that kind of a pleasure, because it has a certain kind of a rhythm to it that encourages you to resonate in a higher level, and everything becomes more balanced and relaxed. It's part of your makeup that you need a woman in your life. If not living together, at least each have your own careers and interact whenever you guys have time and want to. That should be part of your regimen, part of your life. It's important. That doesn't mean you should forgo your standards. It just means that look for the standards. When you find it, well, allow it to happen. Alejandro says, Mehran, I don't think it's a good idea for the ex to watch the video. She will give you thumbs down because exes don't like to. Well, that's okay. I'll take it. I take the thumbs down because she's a subscriber. Let's put it that way. We will have one more subscriber. We need subscribers. Andrew says, thank you very much. You're welcome, Andrew. Somehow the time has stopped. I don't know really what time we have in here. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to just disconnect and reconnect again just for a second. I don't think I'll lose any of you. You'll still be here. But I just want to get that timer going. So hang on. There we go. You're still here, right? Give me a yes There it is. The timer is back on. 52 minutes and 37 minutes. Okay, good. Just give me a yes or no that so I know you guys are still here. I haven't lost you. I don't think so. There's only 5 of us here. I can actually maybe reach out and see you. Shake hands with you guys. So, guys, we have another 8 minutes before our time is up. In other words, I just want to do 1 hour. And so, if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to try this tea. If you like chamomile, Taylor's from the UK. It's pretty good tea. UK happens to have wonderful tea. Just recently, as I mentioned to you guys, one of our friends from UK sent me a gift, gift, which is pomegranate tea. It's amazing. It's very good tasting, good aroma, so clean, so well packaged, so fancy. Let me for a second show it to you guys. Let me just show you the package. It's worth it. There it is. See? That's the package. It says premium whole leaf tea in a biodegradable pyramid bags. Persian pomegranate. Capturing the unique flavor of one of the world's oldest fruits, Persian pomegranate delivers a succulent herbal infusion. Pomegranate is a superfruit which is high in antioxidants, accounting for its recent popularity amongst the health conscious. Yeah. And it's from a company called Novus, award-winning tea. Novus. It's www.novustea.co.uk. Amazing tea, very well packaged, very fresh, very classy. So I'm delighted that I tasted it, tried it. It's really nice. And this tea, of course, from Taylor's, organic chamomile. So it looks like UK is ahead by a mile on these wonderful herbal teas. Now, Alejandro says, male 36 Boston, says, so my ex and I broke up 4 months ago. Somehow I raised her kids since one of them was a baby. Do you think it's a bad idea to help her kids after she revealed she cheated? I need a little bit more, Alejandro. I don't know how long you were with her, how long you raised the children, what kind of a bonding has happened, how old the children are right now. There's a lot more I need to know. And of course, you're very welcome to make an appointment with me on Skype, which, as you know, Skype until a short while from now, if you get a half an hour appointment, you'll get an hour, and if it's 1 hour, you'll get 2 hours. And of course, you guys remember that I announced that I have now signed up with a company out of Tokyo called Callmart. And Callmart is about promoting venues or opportunities for people who have ways to help other people. And so you can go on Callmart and look for Mind That Seeks Truth. And when you see the button is green, which means I'm available. If I'm available, I'll put the button green. If I'm not available, I'll put it on not available. And if I'm available, all you have to do is just click on it on the app. It's an app, Walmart app. I'm not Walmart, Callmart app. And you click on it, and then you find Mind That Seeks Truth, and you click, and it will call me. It'll be based on a minute per minute fee. I'll put mine for $1 per minute, which is very nominal here. But you can reach me right away when I'm available. In other words, you don't have to make an appointment on Skype and then have me confirm it and then wait for the time that is allotted by the system, because Skype is a little bit more busy than this. This is a new system, but it's more for short calls. Like you need to talk to me for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, something you can't wait. You really frantically want to talk with someone. I'm available when it says I'm available. You can call me right away, and then it works for both of us. Helps the channel, and at the same time gets over whatever it is that you're going through, until later on you can get a Skype appointments, which is longer and also turns out to be more economical. All right. Alejandro says, I've been in no contact ever since I haven't helped her anymore. Well, I need a little bit more on that. Alejandro says, when are you available to Skype? Well, I'm available as soon as I see the registration comes through. Then you will be the next, whatever is available. But you choose your days, like which day and which time span. Then within that time span and on that day, 3 days, you'll give me 3 days, 3 choices. I will find it and I will accommodate, depending on the time that is time difference between wherever you are and wherever I am. And then we connect on Skype, and then we hash it out on Skype which exact time and day works for both of us. So Alejandro says, you answered my question. Thank you. Oh, did I answer it? Okay, good. Okay, guys, looks like that it's just about 1 hour. It's time for me to say goodnight, and thank you very much. And Alejandro says, thank you. I look forward to talking to you. By the way, guys, give the channel a like. Oh, that's right, guys. Before you leave, just click on like for the for the live talk. That helps out. And share the videos you like on our social media and help us to grow. In the meantime, I thank you again for giving me your time, for sharing some points of views together and explore things. And in the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.